Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it round my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car, wherever I choose to go, it won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden. I'm taking my own freedom, putting it in my soul, singing loud and strong, moving all day long. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my soul. I'll be hot stepping y'all, letting the joy unfold. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden. I'm holding on to my freedom, can't take it from me. I was born into it, it comes naturally. I'm strumming my own freedom, praying to God in me, representing His glory, oh, He's proud of me. Oh, He's proud of me. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living my life.
Hey y'all. Let me take this off so y'all can see all of me. Okay. Hold on. How is everybody doing? I hope you guys had a great day. I don't know if I'm supposed to look here or there. I don't know what to do. These braids driving me crazy. What's up, y'all? What is good? I hope everybody had a great day, is feeling well, doing well. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me check something real quick. I want to check my subscriber count because you know I love to do that because I am very appreciative of everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. I have this AirPod in, uh, and I know sometimes it doesn't give the best output. So let me know. I can take it out, or let me know if I need my mic. I don't have it with me. We are at 220 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I am overwhelmed and overjoyed. I'm serious. This is amazing. My little channel. Hey, we're going to jump right into it because I don't want to waste anybody's time. Time is precious. Okay. We're going to talk about Daryl Brooks' grandma. I don't know if that's his grandma or not. I've been trying to do all kind of research to see, and I haven't really got a definitive answer on that, so I don't know. But we're just gonna go into what I found, guys, and I have a whole notebook full of notes. See that? So we're just gonna go down the list. So I'm gonna read a document that I found. So I don't know if you guys know that she originally was not going to do the Zoom at the sentencing. She had just released a statement, and I found it. So I'm going to read that first, and then we can watch her actual sentencing with my remarks, and just go from there, okay? So let's see. Can y'all see it? Hold on. Y'all know. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see if I can make it a little larger. I don't know if I have the best bandwidth to go live. Hey, I just got to use what I got, right? Okay. So, hold on, Lord. Okay. My name is Dr. Mary Darlene Edwards. I am the grandmother of Daryl Edward Brooks Jr. I asked to be here today for two reasons. First, from the bottom of my heart, I want to offer my sincere apology to the families of those who have lost their precious grandmothers, the family of the little boy, and to all those whose lives have been damaged by this overwhelming tragedy, a tragedy caused by my grandson. First of all, lady, you couldn't even acknowledge Jackson by his name. Y'all are so disrespectful. As a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, I want to give you this promise from the scriptures. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. I'm sorry, Lord, I can't read. Please know that this is my prayer that my grandson will humbly apologize and ask all of you and God for forgiveness for this horrible deed. Mhm. I have heard that some of you have said you will never forgive. Hopefully, you will not be like the man who drank poison and hoped his enemy would die. Unforgiveness is a horrible disease, just like mental illness. Truly, there have been many losses because of this tragedy. Daryl's mother has lost a son. I have lost a grandson. Daryl's children have lost a father. And Darrell has lost his mind and his life in the outside world. He okay. I don't even. Let me keep reading. Daryl's behavior, including his voice, should get the attention of the powers that be, both near and far, to address mental health issues in ways that will make a critical difference. Truly, we must start with the younger generations. My thing is, you want to say start with the younger generations, but y'all keep saying that this boy was diagnosed at 12. You supposed to be well versed in mental health disorders and conditions. You saying that you some type of counselor, you anointed by the precious gift of the Holy Ghost, but y'all didn't do nothing to help this boy that had this disorder. Daryl has lived with bipolar disorder since the age of 12, and that disorder drove his impulses. It is my prayer that he be treated for this illness and managed in a facility that addresses mental health concerns. Oh, Lord. Finally, I am 80 years old and have been an ordained minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ for 47 of those 80 years. If you look at my background, you will see that my life to bring about positive change in multitudes of residents in the city of Detroit and beyond. I share this information not to boast, but rather to let you know I care about people and their well being. My work can be viewed in the Legacy Library at the University of Michigan. Is that it? Presently, there's a church in Detroit planning to establish a mental health clinic in the Ravendale community on the east side of Detroit. This is where I spent over 20 years of my life with my late husband, Reverend Eddie K. Edwards. Without hesitation, I will support this effort and do everything I can to help those struggling with mental health issues. I also have now become a certified mental health coach since this great tragedy. Do any of y'all know how long it takes to become a mental health coach? And like what do you have to go to school? Like what is the criteria for that? Because her grandson plowed through the parade, what was that, 2020 or 2021? So she's saying within a year she got this certification. I don't know. I have faith to believe that God will hear the cries of all those impacted by this terrible tragedy, as well as the cries of the mentally ill. Thank you. So, what y'all think about that? Let me try to get back so I can see what's going on. What y'all think about that? Hey, Elizabeth China. Hey, Bob Kitten. So it sounds very similar to what she read in court. However, the first part of it she didn't read in court, and some of the middle part she didn't read. So she rewrote it because if you remember, she spoke more about like things that she accomplished, and God, I should pull it back up. It was some other things that she said that she didn't say in court because initially she was not going to show up on the Zoom at all. And Don wasn't either. And that's why they released those two statements. And then I guess they changed their mind. And Dawn said something completely different. That's when she gave her mental health speech and read the poem. And then Miss Mary started off with something else. But I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it just so we can double check or whatever. But what y'all think about that? To me, it screams generational narcissism. And I don't like the word narcissism. I really don't. But I can't think of anything else to call it. I don't know what else to call it. So let's move on. We're gonna watch this. Let's watch the actual. Sorry, this hair is getting me. Let's watch the actual. What am I trying to say? Sentencing statement. Hold on, let me share my screen. Okay, here we go.
First of all, from the bottom of my heart, I want to offer my sincere apologies to those who have been hurt so badly by what has happened here, this tragedy that has been caused by my grandson. I want to also apologize to the family of the little boy. I understand their name is Sparks, and to all of those whose lives have been damaged by this overwhelming tragedy.
Look at this doofus.
As a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, I want to give the family and those who've been hurt so badly the scripture: Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. And I say,
Now, you know what? I'm stopping it right here. The video that I wanted to play, but I couldn't find it for some reason. I wanted to play the part where when the judge realized that there was somebody in the room and her first instinct was to lie and say that nobody was in the room and it was her husband. Secondly, now I know, well, I don't know. I don't think it's been proven if that's his real grandmother or not. I read that she gave birth to two boys. She became a mother at a really young age, and her sons' names are Daryl Sr. and Donald Brooks. She was not married. So I don't know. Okay, I didn't look really deep into that. I know a lot of y'all are saying that that's not, his grandmother or what have you. I don't know for sure. I will have to do some more digging. But well, I was saying that to say, even though the grandfather was in the room, how come he didn't have anything to say? Did y'all think about that? She doing all the talking. He don't have nothing to say at all. This is somebody that I guess he knew. I don't know how long she was married to this man because her first husband died a little bit ago. So I don't know how long she's been married to him, but all of it seems really fishy to me. But
say this,
carry on.
please know that it's my prayer that my grandson will sincerely and humbly apologize and ask all of you and God for forgiveness for this horrible, terrible deed. Some
Well, he
of you have
didn't.
said that you will never forgive him. Please do not be
Mhm.
like the man who drank the poison and hoped his enemy would die.
This is very manipulative, manipulative of her. You can't tell me how to grieve. You can't tell me when to forgive if I want to forgive. If you want to forgive your raggedy ass grandson, do so. You can't force me into anything. These people are grieving. These people just gave impact statements, victim impact statements, where he rolled his eyes, laughed, beat his chest, and act like he didn't give a shit. So now they supposed to just not drink the poison and forgive him? I don't think so.
Unforgiveness is a terrible disease, just like mental illness is. Truly, there have been many losses because of this tragedy. Daryl's mother has lost a son.
Forgiveness does not negate responsibility. Forgiveness does not negate responsibility. I don't understand what they don't understand about that. They're refusing to understand that.
Son. I've lost a grandson. Daryl's children have lost a father, and Daryl
They
has
never had
lost
him.
his mind and his life in the outside world. Daryl's behavior, including his voice, should get the attention of the powers that be, both near and far. Daryl has suffered from bipolar since the age of 12, and it was that disorder that caused him to drive through that crowd. It is my prayer that he will be treated for this illness and managed in a facility that addresses mental health concerns. We must start with a younger generation. Finally, I'm 80 years old and I have been an ordained minister for the gospel of Jesus Christ for 47 of these 80 years. If you look at my background, you will see that God has used my life
Uh-oh.
to bring about positive change in multitudes of residents in the city of Detroit and beyond. I share this information not to boast, that is not my intention, but rather to let you know that I care about people and their well being. I've spent more than half of my life helping what the Bible calls the least of these, AKA society's reject.
No. You saying you spent more than half of your life caring for people. Why didn't you intervene with your grandson? This is what I'm struggling with. Now, I know people have the tendency to be different people for different people. But between you and his mama, I don't understand why it was so difficult for y'all to do something about this. It's too late now. It's too late.
Since this tragedy, I have become a mental health coach. This will help me better understand this horrible disease, which has plagued my family for generations. Presently, there is a church in Detroit that is planning to establish a mental health clinic on the east side of Detroit. Without hesitation, I will support this effort and do everything I can to help those struggling with mental illness. Before I close, I just want to share with you some facts with regard to mental illness.
No, I'm sorry. I can't go on with this. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let me look up while we're here. I just want to look up what are the requirements to become a mental health coach? Because to me, it seems as if she used this opportunity to she used the parade as an opportunity to become this mental health coach. I don't believe at all, and I'm going to prove it, that she was interested in anything pertaining to mental health. This massacre was a catalyst for her to get some more notoriety within her community. That's all that this was. That's all that this was. This lady is full of it. All right, listen to this, y'all. To become a mental health coach, you don't need a doctorate, but you need a degree in psychology. Okay. Um, Hold on. You need a degree in psychology, and you have to complete another certification that's accredited by ICF, International Coach Federation. Now, let me dispel something for you guys. We're going to hop over to her LinkedIn, and I'm going to tell you how full of it she is. I'm going to show you how full of it she is. Okay? Hold on. Here we go. You know, Miss Mary, since you got your damn degree and you know everything, I want you to explain something for us. All right, so she says that she's the great Dr. Mary Darlene Edwards, right? I checked out her LinkedIn. She has all of her information on here. She's the CEO of a couple of companies. And we scroll down to education. Now, let me blow this up because I want y'all to see. All right. She went to Detroit Business School. Most of my education has been spiritual preparation for ministry since 1976 when I became born again. I don't see anything on here about no type of bachelor's degree, no type of doctorate degree, theology school, seminary, none of that. You got to have a bachelor's to get a doctorate. So I did some more digging. And if you go to her website, okay, hold on. If you go to her website, it will show that it's somewhere in this biography that she went to Destiny, oh Lord, Destiny something University. Hold on, I gotta find it. Lord, hold on. It might just be saved in my searches. Destiny, there it is. Destiny Christian University. Y'all want to see the school she went to? Y'all want to see the school she went to? Get ready, y'all, okay? There it is. This is where the great Dr. Mary Darlene Edwards, the grandmother of Daryl E. Brooks, please do not mistake her for the Wicked Witch of the West. This is where she got her doctorate degree, okay? To preach the gospel. She's a whole frog, like her grandson. She's a frog. Let's move on. I don't really have too much more to say about her. Like, she has a dual citizenship. She's from Canada. That's where she gave birth to the two guys. And like I said, I don't know if one is her actual son, that's Darrell's father. It's unclear. She has written several books that are on Amazon with poor reviews. Poor reviews. She does have 3 websites. If you want to go ahead and look them up yourself, I am not interested because I just don't deal with fraudulent individuals. She coins herself as, I'm reading from my notes, an author, book coach, editor, speaker, and consultant. She also said that April 1990, she won the 1,000 Points of Light Award, which I looked that up and she lied about that too. She did not win that award. Her husband did. So she lied about that. Um, and that's all I got. Anybody else want to chime in about the grandma? Yes, no, I don't know. But we're gonna move on. I want to move on to this quote unquote BFF that spoke at the sentencing. I do have a few remarks about her. So let's move on to that. Now he done blew a kiss at her. He ain't blew a kiss at the grandma. He ain't blew a kiss at the mama. He didn't smile at them. You didn't get any type of emotion whatsoever. What I'm trying to remember is, did he cry after his mama gave that cage birth speech? I think he did. But with the grandma, I don't think there were any tears. Um, and so I want y'all to pay attention to his response to this girl reading off this piece of paper. Now, first things first, I'm really not trying to judge anybody. I'm serious. I don't like that her son is I don't like that her son is listening to this for two reasons. For one, he's a baby, he shouldn't be in adult conversation. For two, this baby got to go back to school. The internet is forever. And it's already messed up that she has associated herself with this. But to put your baby in the middle of that and he has to go back to school, knowing that any and everybody has access to the internet, didn't sit well with me. I Something is off here. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. Boy. Hmm. Oh, I have to say this. She was the only individual, even if it wasn't true, that said good things about him. Even if it wasn't true. His mom has never said anything good about him, ever. His grandmother didn't say anything good about him. He gave her the most emotion out of everybody, right? And I think that is the relationship that they had. I think that she provided him with room and board, companionship, or he provided her with that, and in exchange, she gave him room and board. Now, mind you, he lived with her when she was in Nevada. He was in Nevada, and it's probably when he was running from the cops. Okay, isn't that amazing? Like that he didn't cry with his mom, he didn't cry with his grandmother, but here she comes. He's immediately like waterfall. And I noticed the same behavior when the judge praised him. Praised him. She did that to prove a point. So do y'all think that maybe he grew up to be this monster? Don't shoot me out. He grew up to to become this monster because he didn't get recognition when he was a child. Like, do you think maybe before the age of 12, maybe his mom just didn't recognize maybe the good qualities that he had, or there wasn't any positive reinforcement given to him from grandma or grandfather or anybody? What y'all think? You think who he hit who? You think he hit Michelle and she called the police? Is that who you're talking about? But I think that also her having her son in the camera was a way to say, you know, I have a child. He's been here with my child. My child wasn't afraid of him. He was good to, my children, my child. He's good to people because look, I have seizures. I have cerebral palsy, and he took care of me. He called the police. He called, the ambulance when I fainted, when I had a seizure. Again, I think that, all of us, and it's everybody, all of us, I think we show people what we want them to see based on what they give us. So his mom allegedly was abused. And so I think that's where that behavior stemmed from. And so he gave her that side of him. He's going to say mental illness. I'm sick because I watched you go through X, Y, and Z. To his grandmother, he probably presented, himself as somebody that's sick, but, I want to get better. And then to Michelle, I think he probably presented to her that, see, I am a good person. I'm here with you. I'm taking care of you. I'm looking out for you. We can go chill. I only tell my deepest, darkest secrets to my family and loved ones. Hi, Fee. I think he got arrested for that, or was that another woman? So what's going to end up happening is that when I get a couple extra dollars, I'm going to have to request a FOIA request to see if I can get the records from Nevada because that information is just not readily available. Like it's in the report that he did have a domestic V situation with someone, but it didn't specify who. The only person it specified was Erica. And they did get into some altercations in Nevada. And I do remember reading and hearing that when Erica met him in Nevada, he was living with Michelle. And so I wonder if we could do them. Where's my phone? So if Erica is 32, right? Let me see. Okay. She met Daryl when she was 14. Was she 14 or 15? So that was 18 years ago. This is 2023 minus 18. So that was 2005. From the timeline that I did, let me pull that back up. From the timeline that I used the last time I made a video, he got his first felony in 2007. So I'm wondering, did he meet her? Did he meet Michelle before or after he started getting in trouble? Let me see if I can find that timeline. Hold on, I can pull it up easily. It's no biggie. Um, okay, here, I'll share my screen so you guys can see it. I know I had somebody ask me, could I share when I'm using articles? So the question is, when do you think he met, what's her name, Michelle? So he was charged with substantial battery in Milwaukee County in September 1999. These doggone ads. Okay. But that case didn't go to trial until 2000. So I'm thinking, what did I say, 2005? I'm talking crazy. Hold on. February 2005. That's when he's charged with obstruction. And he got the bench warrant because he didn't go to court. And this was in Wisconsin. And so that's when I think he went to Nevada because that's when he got the statutory SA charge November 2006. So I think he met Erica in 2005. She said he was already living with Michelle at the time, and she also thinks that they had a sexual relationship. So I think every time that he went to Nevada, that's where he was. So he finally did do some time in Nevada, and that's when he did that Crystal Darkness documentary I was telling you guys about. So he basically was just hopping from Nevada to Milwaukee. Then he was in Georgia for a little bit. That is where Erica, isn't she from Georgia? There's too many loops in this story for me. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I think again, I just think that he excuse me, he needed somewhere to stay so he can run from the police. And that's the person that let him stay there. And it's no telling what he told her, and she believed it, and he was able to stay there. And the rest is history. And that's not the other. So I did look up the other 10 people that he claims were going to speak on his behalf. I think 2 women were, one was like his daughter's mother or something like that, which is weird because he doesn't take care of that little girl. And then 2 people were made up individuals. And then, you know, his mom, his grandmother, the Michelle girl, and then somebody else. I'm not sure. But do y'all want to watch his music video compilation that I found? Y'all let me know. Or we can go over the good Dr. Mary Edwards website if you want to. I really didn't have a whole lot to talk about today. I just wanted to go over what I found or whatever, which you guys have probably already seen or haven't seen. I'm not sure, but y'all let me know. Or I can end the live. You know, I just wanted to come and say what's up for a little bit. So y'all let me know what y'all want to do or whatever. I'm trying to think, did I find anything else? I would watch the tantrum, but I think that's like too That's 2 hours long, so I know I don't want to do that. Or we can watch Sue Opera read hymns for Phils. Y'all let me know. So I did find out too, though, that his grandmother charges $70 an hour for a consult with her. With her, if you're interested in writing a book. So she has a book writing service where she helps you bring out your inner self, and she feels as though if you have words inside, the best way is to get them on the outside. Um, and profit off of that. So if y'all interested in writing a book, hit her up. Hold on. Y'all don't have no requests or even offers and sex. Isn't he hot? Oh my gosh, he is hot. With that beard, I love a beard. That red beard is everything. How long is that interrogation? I mean, not interrogation, the direct examination. I'll pull it up in 1 second. I want to read this to y'all real quick though. So one of her websites is called Hey Amanda. One of her websites is called Medic Ministries, and y'all, she says that God cares about our spirit, body, and soul. So the Medic Ministry stands for Manifesting Entire Deliverance in Christ. And on here, she is basically soliciting her mental health coach services. So when reflecting upon what the future holds for them, many people look forward to the new year. However, numerous others are overwhelmed by the prospect of facing another day. January 2022 was a time when many celebrities or their family members committed SI. Thousands of people were saddened by the death of voice actor Peter Robbins, who voiced Charlie Brown, 2019 Miss USA winner and attorney Chelsea Christ, which I am going to do a video on her soon, and actress, award-winning director Regina King's only child, Ian Alexander. Excuse me, y'all. In addition, countless people living in our own communities have committed SI and have mourned, although their stories are not widely known. Medic founder and CEO Dr. Mary D. Edwards moved beyond feeling pain and empathy to action. She definitely related to the shock that families felt when a relative was involved in a tragedy. Y'all, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this. During a 2021 Thanksgiving parade, Milwaukee, Wisconsin resident Daryl Brooks Jr. Now, first of all, the parade was not in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was in Waukesha. Waukesha's not in with Milwaukee, right? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Plowed through a crowd, leaving 6 dead and 60 injured. Edward's grandson has been bipolar since the age of 12 and was in a manic state when the incident occurred. As a result, she acquired an enhanced awareness of the pressing need for mental health advocacy, particularly in the African American community. Highly recognized for her community outreach work with her late husband, Reverend Eddie K. Edwards, founder of Joy of Jesus Ministries, the couple, along with their team, received the 107th Point of Light Award from former President George Bush Sr. This honorable work can be found in the University of Michigan Legacy Library in Ann Arbor, Michigan. There's also a PBS documentary. So, like I said, this was nothing, her speaking at the sentencing was nothing more than a way to plug whatever this is that she's trying to, this business or whatever this is for mental health advocacy. Do y'all know where I can look up to find, like, if she really is a mental health Coach, like, do they release that information to the general public? Also, you both red beard, sorry, he sure is. He wasn't mad, he was pissed. Yes, Bob Kitten, yes, he was pissed because Erica didn't have his coins that he feels she owed him. This family is a trip. Like, I don't have a lot of words, and I'm sorry. Y'all know that's not me. I usually can run my mouth, but I guess I'm just baffled at just how the self-indulgence for me. Okay, so that's her second website, Medic Ministries. She has another. She has three. Let me peek at the other one real quick and see if there's anything I want to talk about on that one. Excuse me. Did I go over to Lisa Consulting? Dr. Mary, what is this here? Laugh, love, and leave a legacy. Victorious by Design. That is her late husband, Mr. Eddie. Edwards. Okay. Um. I cannot get it together tonight. Hold on. Spend a day or two with Dr. Mary E. Edwards, and you will quickly learn three things about her. First, she loves books. Secondly, she loves to network, which earned her the affectionate title of the Holy Hookup Lady through Detroit, Canada, and beyond. Third, she loves to evangelize. From her perspective, Jesus was a streetwalker, so she follows in his footsteps. You know what? That just made me think of something. I think that, let me get my words together. I think that her speaking at that sentencing was a way for her to look like a savior. That was her way of looking like a savior. You know, my grandson had a psychotic break, and so now I have put myself in a position to be a savior like Jesus to those in the community, you know, who are suffering with mental illness. What y'all saying over here? You should use your channel to educate women on spotting toxic behavior. Love, Mommy, and the nurse. You know, I want to do so much with this channel. Like, I don't know if y'all know, I am in college and I'm a triple major. So I'm majoring in criminology, criminal justice, and paralegal studies, specifically criminal law. Maybe a go to law school. You know, it will just see how that goes. But I am very specific with the cases that I choose. There are a lot of cases, and I am a true crime junkie, but I can't just pick any case just because it's popular or whatever and just talk about it. I wanted something that we can learn from and something that is kind of relatable as far as understanding and being able to recognize criminal behavior, and also family members that enable criminal behavior. Um, and also women who find themselves in relationships where they are being abused mentally, physically, emotionally. So just different things like that. So it probably will end up going that way. In fact, I have a case I showed y'all earlier. This is my notebook here. Just hold on a second. This is my notebook. You can see I have filled it up with just notes that I take on cases that I come across that I think may be relatable to what I'm going to school for or whatever. So I don't want this to just be a channel where I find a case and it's just like, oh girl, did you hear about such and such and such? Like, we have to be able to learn from things, okay? And so that's my ultimate goal. So Elizabeth, you are on track with what I'm trying to do. I hope I convey that with these videos. But yes, what does it say? Oh, if it's a licensed thing, it should be listed. I don't know if it's required. So, like, the thing is, anybody can say that, you know, they're a life coach or a mental health coach or, you know, anything like that. You know, where you can get in trouble is when you start to solicit those services. So, if I get on here and I say, with me being a criminal justice major, I can't get on here and start charging people for, giving them legal advice. I can't impersonate a lawyer. That's my ass, you know? So it's when you start adding money to it where it becomes a problem, right? So that's my issue with her. If she wants to be a mental health advocate, go for it. If you deep down inside feel like your grandson inspired you, to bring about awareness and change, you don't have to keep bringing up what he did because they're doing it the wrong way. But if you feel compelled to go out and say, you know what, this has been on my mind, I feel this or that way about it, and I want to bring about awareness. I want to bring about change. I want to educate people. I want to educate myself on mental illness and how it affects African Americans, how it affects small children, what signs to look for in, small children so that it doesn't exacerbate, and when they get older they go out and commit crimes or whatever she's trying to say. If you want to do that, fine. If you want to have a podcast where you do that, fine. It's when you get so full of yourself that you start charging people money to do something that you aren't qualified to do. That is the issue that I have for her. Just like Dawn, I don't respect her for coming after us as a society for not helping her son when she knew her son was having these issues long ago. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like if you have front row seat to everything that he did, right? So you have front row seat to his behaviors, his mania, his PTSD that he claims he has. You have front row seat to all of that. And so you need to be boots on the ground talking about these things so maybe another parent doesn't have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't appreciate. I don't appreciate them making excuses and now the grandmother's trying to capitalize off of that. That bothers me. That is the issue that I have with her. Who's a streetwalker? Amanda, what you talking about? Her son had those. I do, Elizabeth. I agree. I think that her children watching her be abused allegedly was the catalyst for this. And like I said in my other video, I feel that once the father left, instead of her sitting her children down and maybe talking to them about some changes that were going to occur, maybe putting them in counseling, because a lot of times your children don't feel comfortable enough to tell you things, and that's okay. You put them in counseling, they can talk to a counselor about it. She should have put her children in counseling to talk about things that they were feeling. Your father's gone now. Like I said, the mom probably had to work more hours. Maybe she was on welfare, and it could have been a time where when it was a two-parent household, maybe they had more. And then when the father left, of course, you got to downsize. You're not getting everything that you weren't for getting. You're probably not getting the attention that you were at one point because, I got to work. I got to work now, probably more hours than she wanted to work. And so I think that's when those behaviors started to present themselves, and she just pacified him, and it got worse and worse. And she just gave him what he wanted to get him to comply with her request. Also, I think that's when he learned to argue people down, like we saw in the courtroom. I think he argued his mom down a lot to get his way. He argued her down and talked her in circles so that, I can get my way. I can get away with this. And she just said, oh, God, he got a mental health disorder. Look how he's talking to me. Look how he's acting. That's not mental health. That's just somebody being bad as hell to me. And that's what I see it as. Excuse me. But that was her response. She is antisocial and for her kids. That could be it too. That could be it too. Hmm. She will never think that he did anything wrong. She will never. And honestly, I think that's a way to, in her mind, protect herself. Because if she just says that he had a mental health disorder, it won't make her look like a bad parent. It won't make her look like, I failed him as a parent or I didn't do everything that I could have as a parent. And that's just how the whole family is, from the grandma on down. Because the grandma is trying to manipulate us with God and her beliefs as a Christian, that if we're unforgiven, we're just as bad as Darrell for running into the parade, you know? And it's the same thing with Darrell crying. Like, you showed your ass the whole trial, and now you're crying because the one person that you can conjure up to speak good about you, even though those things probably weren't true, now we can see a different type or a different side of you, a softer side of you. She's a bad parent. She's a bad parent. She's a bad parent. And if this lady, Dr. Mary, was in your life and you had the church, you had help. And you had the good Reverend Eddie Edwards, rest in peace. You had all of these people that could have come together to help him, and y'all chose not to. And it's just too late for me. It's too late for me. Mm-mm. Let me get her off of the screen, child. Let me see if there was something else that I wanted to. Now, Nick Norman, what is the man's name? Nick Norman, somebody. He did do a lot of interviews with Erica. I'm not going to play any of them. I did watch them a couple of months ago. However, I don't like what he did to her during the last interview, where he basically was upset because Erica wasn't willing to change at the pace that they wanted her to. Um, I didn't like that. I know a lot of people on his live had raised a significant amount of money to her because they were trying to raise money so that she can get out of Wisconsin, but she can't leave now because she has this trial. And I don't know if she ever received the money or not, but I do not appreciate how he talked about her um, during one of his lives. So, and it's unfortunate because he got a lot of information about Daryl's father and I think some other things, but I don't, I don't, I can't. I can't. And I think, honestly, he used that as a way to grow his channel. I don't think that he genuinely cared anything about Erica. And Erica, unfortunately, her mindset is just not good right now because she's been abused for so long. And so she's looking for love and comfort. And she trusted him right away. And it didn't sit well with me. I felt bad. Yes, I'm talking about Norman Nix. Yes, it was just too. Yeah. It didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me. Like I said, I think that it was a way for him to grow his channel. Um, and like I said, Erica is just looking. She's looking for friendship. She's looking for people to love her. It is to my understanding that she doesn't have any family in Georgia, um, aside from her children. And so I can understand, you know, where her mindset is, but I didn't appreciate him treating her the way that he did. I never was subscribed, Amanda. It was just one of those things that came across because it got a lot of views. Because I think after the trial, everybody wanted to hear what Erica had to say. And so, his channel, the numbers just flew from there. But again, I don't like the way that he went about it. So let me, so what do y'all know what court Is it Milwaukee County where we're waiting for his next trial? I want to look and see if there's anything new that, hold on. What is it? Milwaukee County Court docket. Let's see. Is his trial supposed to start this month? I'm a little confused only because I know his last hearing was a status hearing because I think counsel withdrew. And so we're all waiting to see if he's going to represent himself pro se again. But I don't remember. I don't think it was live streamed. Let me see if I can find. Well, I don't know the court official. Do I have to know that? Let's do October 20th to November 20. I can only let me do a 7-day search. It is too bad that she's stuck in Milwaukee. I feel as though she should have been able to go back to Milwaukee and, y'all can Zoom in her testimony. Or like I said before, I feel like that, they can question her with an officer of the court, and just read her responses on the record, and that's that. Like, why do y'all keep dragging her through this? I don't appreciate that they're continuing to make her just relive this over and over again. I don't know who the court official is at all. Let me see if I can go about this another way. Let's see, I may have found. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Hope that in there. I don't know. If y'all know, let me know. I don't know. I'm too tired to really look like I want to. $2023. He tried to act like her man. Worse than her. Yes, he was all in her business and talking about, oh, I know one comment he made where he was just like, are you, so you just his baby mama or something like that. Now, I don't like baby mama or baby daddy. I don't care if you together or not. I don't care if you falling out or not. I don't like that word. Okay. I feel like it is disrespectful, first of all, and it's even more disrespectful of you to position yourself to categorize me and put a label on me. Okay. That man pissed, I'm telling y'all, he pissed me off. He pissed me off. And then I think he was trying to like come in between her and Corey's relationship. I think he had Corey on there by herself talking like, nope. I do have a Cash App. Here, I'll put it up. I'm not going to keep it up because, I'm not that type of person to do that. But since you asked, I'll put it up, but I'm not going to leave it up. I'll only leave it up for a few minutes. I think that's it. Thank you so much, though. Thank you so much. I'm not the person to get on here and ask for any of that, like subscribes, likes, whatever. I feel like everybody knows to do that if they want to do it. It's not up to me to sit there and beg anybody of anything. But I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. No, but okay. So he goes to court on the 30th. He does go to court on the third. Halloween is on the 31st. Who's having something on the 31st? Is it Sarah Boone? Somebody's having court on the 31st. Hold on, y'all. I'm too nosy not to look now. All right, hold on. Let's see. We got July. What the heck is this? Hold on. Let's see. I might have found it. Hold on. I know Carrie. I can't ever say her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Caricatures Production. She keeps up with it really, really, really well. You guys should check her channel out. She's been doing Daryl Brooks content for the entire time since the inception of the case and all of that. And she's really thorough with her research. She does incredible content. And she's very funny, down to earth. She goes live a lot. I think she's actually recapping the trial right now. So if I don't have all of the information, she's a good source for information. Also, J9 Eve is a good source for information, and she's also really funny with a beautiful personality. I absolutely adore her. She's a good one for information. Um, there was another channel, This Family Does Everything, but I don't think she posts anymore. I think she just did like a FOIA request or whatever, and she uploaded, what she wanted to, and I think she's pretty much done with it. But she's good if you want to go ahead and watch that. If you're interested in watching the trial again, Mushmouth Joe is a good person for that because he's edited it. He was able to edit it down. So where all of those like areas where Darrell was just sitting quietly, or when the court went on like recess or whatever, he took all of that out. So, yeah. So those are who I watch for content. If and when I feel like I want to, watch the trial again or whatever. But what I desperately want to know right now, I got to know, when is the next? This ain't telling me nothing. Okay, I don't know. We just gonna have to just wait and see. But I did hear the 30th and I did hear the 31st as far as trial information. And I can't remember who's the 31st. It can't. Is it Boom? She have. Are y'all gonna be watching that? I might stream it. It depends on how my bandwidth is gonna be, but I might stream that, and I am gonna do a video on her as well. Y'all, if y'all don't mind, while we're here, can you guys send me a list of? I'm gonna write it down in my notebook. A list of cases, if you want to, that you want me to do. So I have Daryl Brooks in here. And I'm only going to do a few more videos of him because honestly, it's not that much more to talk about as it relates to him. I have Beatrice Bijou. I don't know if you guys saw my community post, but that is of a lawyer who actually lost her law license because she had a psychotic break. So I'm going to try to get that video up this weekend. I do have to do my little side hustle, so I do Instacart on the side because I pay tuition out of pocket. So I do Instacart on the side, and I have to write a paper this weekend, and I have other homework. But I'm gonna try. If I don't get it out by this weekend, it will definitely be up by Monday evening. I'm also gonna do the Triple X XXX Temptation. I don't know if y'all remember him. He was a rapper. I want to go over his case, but I'm going to do that based off of a assignment that I had for one of my criminal justice classes. So that one's going to be pretty interesting. You guys may like that one. And basically, the way that I'm going to structure that one, it'll be pertaining to if one friend was guilty of something and had a criminal past, should the other friends be charged with the same crime as the one with the criminal past? So that's going to be a really good one. Let me just keep on going down this notebook. For Daryl Brooks, I would love to hear a lot of your opinions on Daryl. I know y'all will not let me get away from Darrell. Okay, that's cool. However, tell me specifically, if you can, like what day or like what moment, if you can. I know a lot of y'all been asking for that for the tantrum. I think that was day either 12 or 15. The only thing is that the tantrum was like 2 hours and some change. So it just depends on y'all. If y'all want a long video, that video will probably be like close to 3 hours because of course I have to give commentary. So it just depends if y'all want to do that. And if you want to do that, excuse me, let me know if you want it to be just a video you can watch at your leisure, or if you want it to be a premiere or a live. Okay, so let me know if y'all don't mind. If it's not too much to ask of y'all, please, I will do the videos. But just if you can be specific about which days. I already got the day 15 written down, and I actually went to the court's website to write down other information pertaining to that. So like all of the times that he was removed from the courtroom and things like that to try to tie into that video. So that video is going to be long, just so y'all know. Oh my gosh, she won't shut up. Yes, I got to talk to these videos. We did Carly Russell, which I don't think a lot of people were interested in that because I didn't get a lot of views. But I'm not mad. Y'all like what y'all like, and it's cool. I just wanted to give my perspective on that because I just feel like, she's just a selfish little brat. So I did that. We said Beatrice Bijou. I don't know if y'all know Chelsea Christ. So Chelsea Christ won Miss USA. She also was a lawyer at one point. She worked for Extra as a consultant, and she unalived herself, unfortunately. Just out of the blue one day, her mother did say that she had high functioning depression. So that was a story that I wanted to talk about because it ties into our theme of mental illness. And I guess with that I could talk about maybe understanding what it is to have mental illness, how to care for yourself if you have mental illness. Maybe it could relate or speak to people who are caregivers of those who have mental illnesses and not necessarily understand how to care for them. I think that's a big thing in the mental illness community. I think the majority of us either know somebody who has it, maybe a family member, a friend, and we don't know how to relate to them on that level. So I think that's what I will try to do with that. And I don't want to call it a case, but with her, what else do I have? What I could do real quick. Have any of y'all seen the Crystal Darkness documentary that Darrell was in? I'm sorry, I keep tugging on this hair. It's driving me nuts. Going back to see Carly. I've been busy watching Israel on the speaker's race right now. Oh, that's okay. I appreciate all of y'all. Even if you don't watch it, I just appreciate everybody for being here and everybody for liking and subscribing, engaging. Listen, I will do a variety of videos. So everything isn't for everybody. If you don't like, that particular video, it's okay. I'm not offended at all. You like what you like. Just tell me, more of what y'all want me to do, and I'll oblige. I have no problems doing that whatsoever. I'm going to go find, y'all might get a kick out of this. I'm going to go see if I can find this Crystal Darkness documentary real quick. And now he was only in it. I didn't like how they did the documentary because he was only in it. It wasn't solely about him. It was just about METH. I can't say the word on here. And so it had like 3 people in the documentary, plus 2 people that were, talking about the dangers of using that particular drug and how it affects you and all of these things. And so I did write down a timeline. So if you just want to see, excuse me, his really quick, I can show that. Give me a second. And I hope the person channel this is doesn't mind me playing it. I don't know. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Share this. Okay, so he first appears at 10 minutes and 25 seconds. And it's really quick, so make sure y'all looking and listening. Or I can go back and play it if you missed it, but it goes really, really fast. Uh-oh. You almost passed it. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'll go on it. Listen.
then it's like reality set in. You actually become the drug, not even a human being. Basically, that's how I felt. Like I wasn't a human anymore. I was just something vile, disgusting, despicable. I could go on. I could use a lot of words, but that's what I became. It's really what I became.
So they did this documentary in 2007. He was in Nevada. Hold on, let me play the other parts before I start running my mouth.
Now you're druggy.
Okay, see, like it's really quick. It's not enough. It wasn't a documentary solely about him. It was just, kind of like a PBS kind of special. And they did win an Emmy Award for this. So he appears again at 26:45, and I think that is really quick. And that is the end of that. Hold on.
If I was 15 and had most of the opportunities that these kids have now, I would probably be doing flips down this thing here.
And that's that, y'all. That's all that it was about him. What do y'all think about that? That was in 2007 when he was in Nevada. Yes, it's just a documentary about that. They didn't talk about anything else. But see, I don't know. I'm wondering if that was before or no, it had to be because the time that he was in jail in Nevada in 2007. Was that because of Erica? I think it was because of Erica. I don't know. But he is a liar. He's a big ass liar. Let me see if there was anything else that I wanted to play. Oh Lord, Norman Nix just popped up on my recommended. No, thank you. I don't want to bore y'all. Let me see. It might be one more thing that I can show. Hold on. Let me go here. Let's see if. Okay, so we talked about the grandma, we talked about the friend, we talked about his raggedy mama, we talked about crystal darkness. Let's just watch this real quick, just for shits and giggles. Live. All right, hold on. Oh, let me take this down.
As to the impact that this crime had on so many people on so many levels. The focus of my comments, Your Honor, will briefly speak as to Darrell Brooks and his prior history because I think it's important there's a record of that. But I don't intend to spend a lot of time on Darrell Brooks because I think what's already been said is the most important message that I'd like this court to think about overnight as you consider your options here. I will tell the court as to Mr. Brooks' prior record. The court is aware from the bail jumping charges he's pending on several felony counts in Milwaukee County, 21 CF 5020. He's charged with intimidation of a victim, that being Erica Patterson, and felony bail jumping with an offense date of November 8, 2021. He's pending on case number 21 CF 4596 with an offense date of November 2 of 2021. Charged there with resisting, obstructing, felony bail jumping, second degree recklessly endangering safety, domestic battery, and domestic DC. That is the case where he is alleged to have struck Erica Patterson in the face with a closed fist after an argument, and then as she was walking away, intentionally ran her over with the same 2010 Ford Escape that he used in this attack. When the police went to his mother's home and found him there, he was in the Ford. As they approached, he got out and tried to run into the house. He ignored their commands to stop. He tried to flee and eventually was apprehended. He lied to them and said he was not driving the Ford SUV that day, even though there was evidence to the contrary. That case is pending in Milwaukee County. He was released on $1,000.
Why y'all think that makes him so upset? That she's reading his laundry list of criminal history. He got so pissed off. Is it because it's about Erica, y'all think? I don't know. Y'all tell me.
Cash bail in that case on November 19th of 2021. There's a third file pending, 20 CF 2550. The charges are 2 counts of second degree reckless use of a weapon, felon in possession of a firearm. The date of violation is July 24, 2020. He was released on cash bail in that case in March of 21. In that case, the allegation is that he got into a fight with his nephew. And as his nephew was leaving the area, the defendant fired 1 shot from a handgun toward the vehicle that his nephew was in. The vehicle was occupied by 1 other person, and therefore he was charged with 2 counts. The next day, he was taken into custody, and a loaded Beretta 9mm handgun was located just a few feet away from him. That handgun had previously been reported stolen. I believe he has court on those files later this week in Milwaukee County, Your Honor. As far as convictions are concerned, there's a 2012 conviction from May 15th, 2012, resisting obstructing misdemeanor in Milwaukee County, sentenced to 37 days jail consecutive to any other sentence. 4/23 of 2012, there were 2 files disposed of in Milwaukee County. One of them charged misdemeanor bail jumping and possession of marijuana. He was sentenced to 180 days in the House of Correction on both counts concurrent.
Want your video to stand out? Go to motionarray.com.
Is that the end of it? Hold on. She had his number and he hated being exposed. That's true. Yes, he does not like receipts. Okay. Listen, I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer, but I do want to play. I was trying to find the video where he said, you know, if I tell my mama to come, she gonna come. Believe that, I ain't even gotta ask. She gonna be there. That's what I want to play. That's what I want to play. So hold on, let me see if I got it. I don't know why that was so funny to me. Hold on. Oh, I think this is, hold on, here you go, found it. Hold on, y'all. I think we're gonna, hey, I didn't say do that. Okay, hold on. All right, here we go.
Allegedly saw attempt to stop the vehicle.
I don't know what you're asking.
The report that the interview that conducted with the FBI. That was who did your interview, correct?
Yes,
Why is it not in the report about the multiple officers that you say you saw attempted to stop?
How is she supposed to know?
I don't know why that wasn't put in the report.
Do you recall if you told the FBI agent?
It's been a year. I believe so, but it's been a year.
When you say it's been a year, I'm assuming that means that there's some details you don't quite recall all the way.
Okay.
Fair to say?
Yes,
So it would be fair to say that if there's details you don't recall, how can you recall past the travel of the SUV that you claim you saw?
can you rephrase the question? I'm not understanding.
I was pretty
I
clear.
think it was clear.
He is so trash. He's trash.
There may be some details that you don't quite recall. So would it be fair to say that you don't quite recall the path of travel of the vehicle?
No, that is not correct.
Judging by what you just stated, wouldn't it be fair to say that that's a possibility?
No,
So you recall all the details of what you observed that evening, November 21st, 2021?
no.
So what other details do you not recall?
You're under, how does someone recall the details that they don't recall?
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
Sustained to the form of the question.
Seems very funny. Seems almost as if you're recalling what you want to recall and purposely not recalling.
Objection,
Don't.
badgering the witness.
Yes, sustained. You do not have to answer that, and you are warned. You may not badger or argue with this witness. Next question.
Badger or argue. What do you mean?
Next question.
What do you mean?
Don't intimidate the witness is what I mean.
How am I intimidating the witness?
Badgering the witness by eye rolling, by pursing your lips, by making facial movements regarding her
Is she
answers
still intimidating?
is badgering the witness.
Are you kidding me?
Under 90611,
You really
please
can't- you
ask
really
your
can't
next
be serious.
question.
Can't be a judge. He can't be a judge.
Intimidating the witness. What have I done to intimidate the witness?
The witness.
The last question was badgering, which is a form
But
can
you
be.
said
Mr. Brooks,
intimidate.
I've made my ruling under 90611.
You said
Please ask
intimidate.
a question or
I'm
I
trying to
will
merely,
stop the
how
questioning.
did I intimidate?
Under 90611, sub 1, sub A, sub B, and sub C, ask your next question, or the questioning of this
How are
witness
you
will
even a
end.
judge? How are
He
you
be a
even a
judge.
judge?
All right, you may step down, ma'am. Thank you.
How are you even a judge? Come on, man. This must be all about the 52 trust, right? That you want to be the beneficiary of?
I'm going to give the
Lord.
jury their closing instructions. We are done with testimony for today. I'll have the jurors report on Monday at 9 a.m. Thank you. You are excused. Please rise for the jury.
Ain't this when he get ready to say it, y'all?
Judge, as much as bias you put up in here, don't even tell the jury the truth. Got no integrity whatsoever.
Whatsoever.
None.
Just like a child.
Thank you, everyone. Please be
A small
seated.
child. So he's just gonna be defiant and not, oh Lord, what did
Pony
I
mailers
do?
are a great way.
Gonna be defiant and not sit down like a child.
Intimidating the witness.
Sorry, y'all.
We don't need a clerk per se.
Hit the wrong button. Sorry. Here we go.
Call yourself a judge as much as bias you put up in here. Don't even tell the jury the truth.
Don't even tell the jury the truth. The truth.
Got no integrity whatsoever. None. None.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. I would like an update on whether Mr. Brooks filled out a subpoena for Dawn Woods and provided that to the state. Has that been done?
Your Honor, and obviously, she can appear here voluntarily if Mr. Brooks wants to arrange that. I don't believe a subpoena is necessary. We had subpoenaed her, and she was under state subpoena. So I know that at least some point she had notice, but our position would be, Your Honor, that we will not be responsible in any fashion for producing Ms. Woods. Mr. Brooks.
Oh, I have a question. Hold on. Let me push pause. Wait a minute. So, like, if you're subpoenaed, you're obligated to show up to court or to a deposition per the law. So I'm trying to figure out, how did she get out of that? If the state subpoenaed her and she didn't show up, she would be in contempt of court, right? Did they just say F it?
On Monday.
Yeah, they ain't got to worry about that.
So I just wanted to know, because I know a subpoena form was filled out.
If I want her to be here, she's going to be here.
If I want her to be
I
here,
agree
she's gonna
with
be here.
the
Believe
state
that.
She could certainly
All I gotta do is
Ain't
say
even gotta
come.
be no arrangement. All I got to say is come. She going to come. That simple.
That's
Mr.
it,
Brooks,
that's
you
all.
intend to call her as a witness, because I'm directing you to have her here
We
at 9
said
a.m.
all that at the beginning, man. Like, I don't even want to be in here that much longer. Just do what you got to do so I can get up out of here. I'm tired of being in the courtroom that has no integrity whatsoever. How can you even call yourself a
Mr.
judge?
Brooks, I need to make a record of.
I need to make a record too.
Oof.
You don't.
When am I gonna get the chance to do that?
All right, I need to make a record. He's being removed to the other courtroom. He is yelling at me. He's not going to let me make a statement or make the record that I need to make. He hasn't sat down for the better part of 2
All
hours.
you want. You can hold me in contempt all you want.
I'm not holding you in contempt.
If it's criminal or civil, so I can get you what you.
I need to clear the courtroom because I do need
I'm
to
gonna tell
make.
you what you know is coming.
I need him to go to the
If
other
it's civil,
courtroom because I do need to put some things on the
civil,
record. The record should
Where's the
reflect
contract between you and I?
that Mr. Brooks
If
is
it's criminal,
yelling at me.
what is the crime?
He is.
Who makes the claim?
Don't
And what
start
is-
tripping
I
over
will
your
make a
words.
record
Now, don't
when
let
we
him
get back. I will
intimidate
step
you.
off, but Mr. Brooks, you're being
It ain't
taken to the
Mr.
next
Mr.
courtroom.
Brooks. Don't try to address me like that, like you cool.
Like we
You don't have
could.
no integrity. How can you even call yourself a judge? Making tacit agreements, being biased, judicial misconduct, trying to steal somebody's
Lord.
Okay, that's fine. Just need to know. Can they confirm that the audio and visual is working? We don't need a clerk per se. We just need to know that the audio and visual is okay.
It is.
Poor jury. They got their steps in every single day of that trial going back and forth.
Courtroom, I have
All right.
verified the audio and video
You know what,
are
y'all?
working appropriately.
Y'all tired of me
I
yet?
need to address some scheduling issues.
Y'all tired of me, or do y'all want to watch, I want to watch The Next Day when his mama didn't show a little bit of that. Y'all tell me. If y'all tired of me, you know, we can go. But if not, I want to watch, what day was that? I want to watch, Lord have mercy, some of The Next Day. Y'all let me know. The state released her? Oh, why did they release her? See, I probably need to go back and watch this trial or just dig up some records to see why they released her. Because I don't know. I didn't know that. We can watch some of the next day if y'all want to. I'm going to get a couple sips of water. Dee, thank you for the Cash App so much. Thank you so much. Y'all ain't saying nothing. I'm going to just go ahead and play a little bit of it. Just a tad bit.
They do the incredible, help save lives. So can you. Your CSL plasma donation can help create 24 life-saving medicines. Be rewarded for your generosity. Help save so many lives. Donate at CSL Plasma today.
I need to find a perfect gift.
Go to 1-800-FLOWERS.com and celebrate the people you love.
Wow.
Oh, these ads. All right.
That have been,
Here in Ohio, the state is trying to ban abortion even in cases of rape. When I hear that, all I can think of is, what if it's my daughter? That's why I'm voting yes on one, to stop government from passing these extreme abortion bans.
How have you been?
Oh, for the last 20 years?
25, maybe. Audiences can't wait for what.
All right. My goodness. Okay, here we go.
Daryl Brooks is present in person in custody. However, he is wearing street clothes, suit and tie, and a mask.
You don't consider that name. Stop calling him that.
It is noted. All right, Mr. Brooks, just preliminarily, do you anticipate calling any additional witnesses today?
For the record, I don't consent to being called that name. And what was the question?
Do you anticipate calling any witnesses today?
I don't believe today.
Well, we are here for the continuation of testimony. The only witness that I'm aware of that's on your list that you added is your mother, Dawn Woods. So I would expect that if she's going to testify, she would be here. Otherwise, I will be going through the colloquy with you as to whether you intend to testify today or not.
Did you receive my ICS that I addressed to you?
I haven't looked. Let me look.
Oh, Lord.
Actually, I just went to you and then went to the prosecution. Is the audio on?
It is.
Yes, it's on.
The audio's on. Do you know when you sent those?
Saturday. So that would have been the 22nd.
State receive anything through like the inter-office communication?
We have not, I just checked this morning to see if there's anything new. Nothing has been received at my office. And I should say the clerical that was assisting me went to the mailroom to double check. So not only has it not made its way to the DA's office, it hasn't even made its way over to the mailroom.
I can email the jail administrator to find out if they're.
I'm sure y'all already know this, but this was the day after his mom, after he said, you know, if I told her to show up, she gonna be here, believe that, I ain't even gotta ask, all I gotta do is just say come. She did not come, and so this is his last ditch effort to, you know, get a mistrial. So he's gonna use or try to have the judge apply a Brady claim because the throttle body is what caused him, okay, to drive into the parade. His mental illness plus the throttle body caused this accident.
Anything in transit, if there's no objection from the parties, from the state?
No objection.
From you, sir?
No objection. I definitely want those documents received if they obtain important information.
Mm-hmm. And y'all know his mama sent him the information about this claim.
Yes.
Do you know if that was morning, afternoon, or some other time?
Maybe afternoon.
And those are 2 ICF forms?
Yeah, one addressed to you directly and one addressed to the district attorney's office.
Just throw working them keys, okay?
I'm sending that. I will send it with high importance and see what response I get. But I don't have anything. If you want to generally tell me the topic, we can cover it verbally.
The topic is pertaining to exculpatory evidence. Some things were learned, and once they came to my attention, I felt the need to immediately address the court about this information.
Right, what information, make an offer of proof for me, sir?
The expert witness for the prosecution in regards to, I believe it was inspecting the vehicle, Officer Ryan Schultz. Question was asked of, did he know if there were any recalls on that vehicle? And I believe that a Brady claim should be visited because there were, in fact, recalls on that vehicle. In fact, there were recalls on the Ford Escape models from 2008 through 2010 in regards to the throttle body malfunctioning and causing the vehicles to accelerate and not being able to be stopped. There is a class action lawsuit where Ford company were sued because of this, and those vehicles models from the year 2008 through 2010 were recalled. And that is very important information in regards to the vehicle in question being a Ford Escape 2010.
I have a question, okay? If there was a recall on said vehicle, right? Now, I never had a vehicle be recalled, but if a vehicle is recalled, what happens then? Do you get a chance to take the car back and they give you, another car? Or like, what is the protocol for that? I'm just asking because I don't know. I've never been in that situation. If anybody knows, let me know.
This information is very easily obtained just by pulling it up, and you will see a class action lawsuit. Obviously, if it's a class action lawsuit, then it's pretty easy to.
So what's your request, sir?
My request is to find out if Officer Schultz knew, to find out if the prosecution knew that there was a recall on those vehicles, and in light of the fact that these vehicles were recalled because of this malfunctioning throttle body for, I believe it's counts 1 through 73 to be dismissed.
Go.
Every day is a new opportunity.
First of all, I don't even know. Just let me shut up. I don't know anything. Y'all all right? Okay, hold on. Let me check on the comments. They fix the problem that is recalled. They notify you and schedule an appointment for the repair. Okay, so so with that information, how the hell did he think that it's going to be a mistrial? If they're going to repair it, then that's your mama's fault for not taking that car. Furthermore, what I really want to touch on before I push play, so when you buy a car, you have to have insurance, and don't they check your license? I can't remember. It's been a while since I purchased a car off the lot. I know for a fact you have to have insurance. His mom didn't have a driver's license, so how did she purchase the car? Furthermore, how did she get insurance without a driver's license number? He didn't have a driver's license because he wasn't paying child support. And then how did you get tags on the car? Wasn't the car his mom's name? So how did she get tags on the car if she didn't have a license? I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't understand none of it. Uh-oh. Hold on.
During his
I like that blazer that
examination,
Basie got on.
consistent with our research, there are no active recalls listed for the Ford Escape.
Mm-mm.
As Trooper Inspector Schultz noted during his testimony, that Ford listed an extended warranty for the throttle body on the Escape. The warranty was extended to 10 years of age and 150,000 miles. The Escape is more than 10 years old and has more than 150,000 miles. Also, he noted specifically in his report that he did not note any defect in the throttle body as previously described in this report. There was no recall in the throttle body. NHTSA did do an investigation into allegedly defective Ford throttle bodies, which would have impacted this year. Basically, the electronic throttle body failures would have resulted in engine stall or surge while entering traffic from a stop position or while driving at highway speeds, neither of which I believe occurred here. Further, Inspector Schultz would testify that that does not prevent the brake from working. So if this had been activated on this car, which it was not, but if it had been, and this defendant would have pushed down on the brake, it would have stopped the car. Further, if this was a problem, there would have been the malfunction indicator lamp or the wrench light would have been illuminated, as Trooper Schultz or Inspector Schultz testified when he started the vehicle and checked the indicator lights. None of them were lit. Further, if there was this, he would have observed material buildup on the commutator. There was no such buildup observed. There were no problems with the electronic throttle body. That was part of his report. Therefore, this is, although there may have been some cars who had this problem, the car that the defendant was driving on this day did not have that problem. That was testified during the vehicle inspection. The defendant had the opportunity to cross-examine Inspector Schultz with regard to that. And again, in running the defendant's mom's VIN number through NHTSA, National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, there are, for this particular VIN number, for this car that the defendant was driving, 0 unrepaired recalls.
Yeah.
So is that
Let me tell you, I know he just wants to be, I'm sure he feels like the gum on the bottom of the shoe at this point. He did not realize, okay, that they would have done all of this research and know all of what they know. Your mama left you high and dry. Your mama left you high and dry. You knew she was not going to come in that courtroom and testify on your behalf. So she gave you this damn Brady or this damn recall that's expired. Had nothing to do with your particular vehicle. Your vehicle could stop. You didn't push the brakes at all. Was nothing wrong with this car. So now you're about to have an epic meltdown because your mama didn't show up. I really want to know what happened to him. Like, at what age did his trauma start? Because that's what I'm seeing in this trial. To me, it seems as if his trauma started, or how can I put it? Whenever he goes through something, whenever he has a tantrum, he reverts back to when his trauma started. He's out like a child. He is so emotionally immature. He's unable to articulate his feelings like an adult and handle shit like an adult, because I feel his mom enabled him. But I would really love to know, at what age did this start for him? Because he's getting ready to show y'all something. Watch this.
Front on that.
I believe it's an issue, and I actually have the report should be in the mailroom as we speak. I had everything sent over priority mail, the actual information about the class action lawsuit, the actual information about the recalls for those models. Like I said,
And my thing is, why wouldn't he, if you had it, why wouldn't you bring it with you? So your mom must have told you over the phone to say this. You're trying to the best of your ability. You can't because it's bogus. And now you're trying to stop delay by saying that you sent over paperwork to the state, to the judge, related to this bogus ass claim that wasn't an original part of your discovery. Your lawyers didn't have that. The lawyers that did the homework for you didn't have that information. Daryl, stop.
2008 through 2010. Now, in all fairness, Your Honor, that's why I was asking for a Brady claim on this.
He's not gonna give you no Brady claim for
Say this
circulation.
how when vehicles are purchased from the manufacturer, they're still sold as is. There would be no way to know that there's anything malfunctioning with the vehicle until it actually happens. And seeing this a class action lawsuit, no one would sue the Ford company if there weren't malfunctioning vehicles. There would be no class action lawsuit if these vehicles were not malfunctioning. And
so was it a class action lawsuit or was it a recall? I'm getting ready to look that up.
with that, like I said, the information is easily obtainable. I should have the information in the mailroom right now, that you can readily view this information about the class action lawsuit, about the recall. It wasn't just the 2010 model in question, it was 2008 through 2010. The information about the malfunctioning pertains strictly to the throttle body.
Let me address your claim, sir. So, not trying.
Okay, hold on. So, did he have an Explorer or an Escape? Because Ford is saying that they recalled the 2010 Fusion, Explorer, Milan, Mountaineer. It says nothing about an Escape on here at all. That's why his raggedy tail you don't have any paperwork. This is so raggedy. This is raggedy.
Trying to cut you off. I don't need the specifics about a class action because as it relates to this case, the fact that there's a class action would not mean there's a Brady violation by the state. In fact, you even indicate it was readily known and something you were able to find out. I'd further note that you had a full and fair opportunity to cross-examine the inspector regarding his mechanical inspection. It's not new information. And more importantly, as it relates to this particular vehicle, based upon the testimony of Inspector Schultz, it's speculative as to whether this vehicle would be impacted, number one, by the class action, and number two, any throttle body problems. Because again, there was a full inspection. That report was provided to you. He testified on direct examination about there being no active recall, and more importantly, he testified about what impact the throttle body would have and what he would expect to see if there were any issues with it. I am aware that the ICF, I did receive an email, it's one page with what you said. I have to turn my head, I gotta figure out how to flip it. So give me a second.
Okay. And just for the record, Your Honor.
Hold on, let me finish my record.
Just wait a damn minute.
So I'm gonna turn because it's the only way I can read. It says, your ICF says the state's expert witness who did the inspection on the vehicle in this incident needs to be recalled. No later than Wednesday, I just learned of some information that is extremely vital.
That's vague.
So I understand the information that you're providing me, but again, you had a full and fair opportunity to cross-examine this witness. This information was apparently well known. I'd also note the vehicle's registered to your mother, and from my understanding of recalls, I think what is common knowledge is that a registered owner would receive information regarding the recalls and what to do, and presumably she would have provided that information to anyone operating that vehicle or taking care of it. We have none of that information before us by way of fact or even an offer of proof that even she received that information and did nothing with it, or whether anyone else who operated that did anything with it or not. The bottom line is there is absolutely no Brady violation by the state. This is not the type of information they would have been required to turn over. And from my understanding and review of Exhibit 83, what's important to this case is that the mechanical inspection specifically looked at that issue nonetheless and found that as to this particular vehicle, there were no issues with that would have impacted the mechanical function during the incident in question.
Okay.
I'll accept the state's offer of proof as to what would have been the issues based upon the information provided. And again, without anything further from you by way of your offer of proof, I can't make a finding, number one, that there's a Brady violation, and number two, that the information you seek to cross-examine him on would have any impact whatsoever. So I'll deny the request to dismiss the case, and I'll deny the request to recall this witness.
Oh, shoot.
Hold on. Let me have the state just make their statement. I'll give you the last word on it. Go ahead.
The Inspector Schultz's mechanical inspection report was provided to the defense on April 29, 2022. I noted that when the defendant was cross-examining Inspector Schultz, he did have the report in front of him and was asking questions directly related to information contained in that report.
Leslie don't miss nothing. Do you hear me?
When you spoke to the owner of the vehicle, that's who gave me the information.
Okay.
My mother gave me the information of this. I had no knowledge until she told me.
Okay.
And that's how I came into the information.
She told you. Shut up. She told you because she knew she wasn't gonna bring her raggedy tail down there. She told you as a last-ditch effort to get out of this. It is disgusting to me. The levels, the lengths that your mother would go. You are getting ready to have an epic meltdown. And I just thought about something. Throughout his whole criminal career, he has never had to go to trial. This is his first trial out of all of the things that he has done as far as criminality. He has never had to go to trial. Every time he's faced a judge, he's either gotten some type of bond that resulted on probation, or he was sent to jail immediately. He's never had a trial. And so he is just dumbfounded at this point in time because he can't for the life of him understand why none of his maneuvers, like he likes to call it, has worked for him. Mental illness, this throttle body, your mama coming down there, Erica perjuring herself, the pictures, the letter that's unsigned, you having these tantrums, you saying that you don't understand, you arguing the witnesses down, you arguing the judge down and going round and round and round thinking that you're going to exhaust her, you mean mugging the prosecution. None of that worked for you. And at this point in time is when he lost it. The tantrum was just crazy out of control because now he realizes I'm just shit out of luck. There's nothing else I can do. My mama cannot come down here and save me and get me out of this, even though she has written a judge 4 times, okay? Your mom cannot come and get you out like she did the other times. There is absolutely nothing else that you can do to get yourself out of this. So now you just gonna show your whole ass.
You all the information that you need so you can present it to the court. So I didn't.
I understand that, sir,
this
but
wasn't
your request
information.
is not timely. So you have had this information.
It's not timely because, see, the thing is, your mom, when she wrote those letters, instead of her lying and saying that you had all of these mental health disorders and you didn't know how to control yourself and you didn't know what you were doing, not once did she say, well, wait a minute, Judge, you know, I know my son is representing himself. I know he's ill-prepared. I know he's ignorant to the law, but we have this recall from Ford. Who do I send it to? Do I send it to my son? Do I send it to you? Do I send it to the state? Not once did she bring up anything about this raggedy ass car that y'all got. Not once. So I don't understand what he's not understanding. I don't know why his mom would be a good idea.
Information for quite some time, either through
I
counsel.
did not have it for quite
Let
some
me make
time.
my record. Either through counsel.
It was just told to me.
That's not what I'm
That's
saying.
not
You
her
have
fault.
the information about this report for quite some time, either through prior counsel or through all of the discovery that was turned over to you when you took over your representation of your own case. The fact that you have now learned this, it's a little bit too late. And I understand that may seem fair to you, but even when I consider the information that you're providing to me, it's speculative on your part as to whether there's any impact on this particular vehicle because of the inspection that was done. And you had a full and fair opportunity to cross-examine the inspector about information that was readily obtainable and researchable by you prior to the time that you cross-examined this witness.
It was not readily available for me to expect at the time. I don't have.
That's not their fault. You want to play defense attorney, okay? Part of representing anyone or yourself in court is having all of the necessary materials. That is part of the discovery process. You didn't do that. You want to know why? Because your sorry ass waited until the lawyers did their homework, did their due diligence. You took that from them, used that, knowing you didn't understand any of that. You didn't know, and she sat there and quizzed your ass to death, okay, about what you should know, what you don't know, how to present evidence, how to question witnesses. You don't know any of that. A lawyer would have looked into a possible recall of the Ford Escape in question and would have had that. That would have been presented at a preliminary hearing to get the case thrown out. Then until the 11th hour to do so, that's presented up front. So no.
Access to the internet. So how would I be able to?
Mr. Brooks, you're telling me your mother
you
had
do
that
have
information.
access.
No,
So,
I'm
and I'm
telling
going to
you,
trust.
she just told me this information.
Oh, well.
I have the phone calls to prove it.
I understand that. I'm denying the request.
No.
And I would like a.
So that's my decision.
I object to that, Your Honor.
I understand. I've made my
object to that.
decision. I expect that you respect
Trying
the
to find a
decision, at least
solid
as we're not going to debate it further.
Yes.
I now have the
It needs to
ICF,
it
the
needs
one
to be
for the state,
addressed,
the
Your
provider
Honor.
for the state.
It
Madam
needs to
Clerk,
be
I just
addressed.
gave it.
You know, your mom could have had the decency to at least give you whatever paperwork she's referring to. She just left you high and damn dry. She know you're unintelligent. Why would she set you up like that? Why would she do that to you? And then you talking about it's some vitally important information that I sent via ICF. I didn't hear it. Did y'all? All I heard was that it's some information that I have. You need to call the witness back before Wednesday. Okay, please and thank you. Your mama set you up. She said some shit to you on the phone. You are trying to the best of your ability to recite that, and you can't. You don't have any paperwork. This is speculation. It's too late.
That's you. All right, so
I
Mr. Brooks,
respectfully
in light of
object. I respectfully object, Your Honor,
Oh, Lord.
and request the legal reconsideration of your ruling, Your Honor.
It's denied. The request for reconsideration is denied. There's no legal basis for me to do
I
that at this point.
respectfully reject that ruling and take exception to that ruling, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brooks, we need to keep.
We gotta move on.
For the record, may I request a legal or factual basis for your ruling, Your Honor?
Nope.
Working the
Oh, nothing.
You think Mo's single?
Hold on, y'all. Okay.
I provided an oral ruling today. The record stands, sir.
For the record, may I respectfully request a written judicial finding of facts and conclusion of law on this issue?
The
Denied.
request is denied.
For the record, may I respectfully move for an interlocutory declaratory appeal of this matter?
He's shaking. Look at the papers, y'all.
I wouldn't be the one you would make that
Adrenaline
request
is
to, sir.
pumping.
For the record, may I
Answer that
move
yes
to
or
stay
no.
these proceedings until the instant matter is adjudicated by a court of competent jurisdiction?
The request is denied.
Based on what law or fact, Your Honor?
The request is denied.
Based on what law or fact, Your Honor?
Any other request, sir, I'd like to move on.
Based on what law?
There's no
Or
legal
fact.
basis that you've stated for me to do that, sir.
It has been, Your Honor.
The request is denied. The request is not a proper motion. There's no legal support for the motion. There's no factual support for the motion, so it's denied.
For the record, it appears that this court is acting in contempt of the law, Your Honor. Can you show me how or where this court is following the law of respecting this matter?
That's a very vague statement, sir. There's no legal relief that you're claiming. There's no motion before the court
Tapping that pen.
based in law or fact. So this court cannot address that last statement of yours.
Your Honor, with all due respect, I would like a motion for finding a fact.
Nope.
Denied.
Under what law and fact?
I made an oral ruling, sir. There's no requirement. I do so in writing.
So you're denying a legal, you're denying a motion for finding a fact.
I am.
So how do I know what you're doing is legal, Your Honor?
All right, Mr. Brooks, we're going to move forward. At this time, I want to.
How do I know that this is legal, Your Honor? Can you show me that it's legal?
Mr. Brooks, we're moving forward. So your
Doesn't
request
seem
is
like
denied.
it doesn't seem
Mr.
like
Brooks,
you're,
I need to give you some advice.
it doesn't
and I'd
seem
ask
like you're,
that you
I don't
stop
need
interrupting
your
me.
advice.
I
need
have to
you-
give you advisements, sir, regarding your right to testify.
I need you to do your job without prejudice and without
Mr.
bias.
Brooks has now interrupted me multiple times. He's failing to respect the court's oral rulings here today. It's something that he's done repeatedly throughout this trial. Mr. Brooks, I need to go through some advisements. Unless you have a witness to immediately call, I need to go through this particular discussion on the record with you regarding your right to testify.
You don't need
You
to
have
go
a witness
through,
to call,
You don't need to go
sir.
through anything with me on record.
Actually, I do so,
Actually,
sir.
you
That is
don't.
required by law.
Actually, you don't. You need to do your job as a public servant
Mr. Brooks,
and honor the oath that you
I
took,
need to
Your
go through
Honor.
these advisements, and if you're gonna keep interrupting me, you will forfeit your right to be present, and you
So
will
you're
be
holding me in
removed
contempt
to
again.
the next courtroom so that I can properly go through these advisements
And
without
I
being
still-
interrupted.
And I still don't have to answer. I still don't have to answer whether I'm in this court or not. So you're holding me in contempt yet again.
Mr. Brooks, I've not held you in contempt. I've found that you have forfeited your right to be present by your conduct, which is one of the options available to this court under Illinois versus Allen, under State versus Vaughn. It's also referenced in State versus Anthony. So I am going to keep going, sir, despite your protestations.
Your Honor, with
I
all
need
due
you
respect,
to
in Illinois
not
versus
interrupt
Allen,
me. This is another interruption.
In Illinois versus Allen.
Mr. Brooks,
do
I'm
they
not
say-
going to have a debate with you on
I'm
the
not
meaning
trying to
of
have a
Illinois
debate.
versus
I'm not
Allen.
trying to have a debate.
You
I'm
are
merely
advised
trying
that
to
if
understand
continued,
Illinois versus Allen.
Mr. Brooks, you are advised that continued interruptions will result in you forfeiting your right to be present during this next phase of the trial.
Okay, but you saying that I'm
I've
forfeiting
said that
my right.
multiple times.
You
I've
saying-
given you multiple opportunities
You're
to
holding
stop
me in
interrupting
contempt.
me.
You're holding me in contempt
Mr. Brooks,
by
I'm not holding
removing
you
me
in
from the
contempt
courtroom.
for the second time here, and I've
Your
also
Honor.
repeated that.
Your Honor,
He's
with all-
interrupting me yet again.
with all
Mr. Brooks, I
respect-
need you to stop talking.
With all respect, in Illinois versus Allen.
All right, Mr. Brooks continues to want to debate with me the meaning of Illinois versus Allen. It is a clear indication to this
I'm
court
trying to
that
understand,
he
Your Honor.
wants to disrupt these proceedings, even
That's
in
not
a
true.
mild manner, tone
That's
of
not
voice.
true.
I
I'm
reminded
seeking
him
to
repeatedly
understand, Your
regarding
Honor,
the standards of
because it
decorum and
doesn't,
civility, and one of the
Illinois doesn't
bedrocks is that he
Illinois
not
versus
interrupt.
Allen does not state
All right, I'm going to
that
remove him to the next courtroom so that I can go through
it does
proper
not state,
advisements with him without being
it does
interrupted.
not
We'll clear the
state
courtroom
that
and
you
we'll
can be
resume
present from
once he
cameras.
is over there.
It,
Again, I'll
it
make
doesn't
the
state that
appropriate
you can be
findings once
present
he
from
is there.
cameras, or that you could be,
Yes, we're off the record
or that you
until,
could be,
he's in the
okay,
other
so
courtroom. I'll
you're
be
making a
shutting off
tacit agreement.
the courtroom.
Michael helps turn your ideas into I did it.
All right, thank you. I do have verification. There are headphones on the table in front of Mr. Brooks should he choose to wear them. I see he's reading from a book at the moment. I do need to make a record that this morning, although Mr. Brooks was not raising his voice, there were repeated interruptions. He wanted to debate rulings that to answer that question. He would forfeit his right to present any additional witnesses, again, other than perhaps himself. I'll find that he has forfeited his right to present and call any additional witnesses based upon his conduct in this case. I would giving a response to that. I'm aware that he's able to read and write English. I would refer back to the record. Is tasked with the duty to justify. I was very clear prior to the colloquy with this court, which I've given you 3 opportunities to do, and you have decided not to.
No, you can't tell me what I decided to do, because I didn't decide to do or not do anything.
Are you willing to?
Your Honor, by law, you cannot coerce me.
I'm not coercing you, sir.
Well, you're making a decision for me based on something that I did not say myself.
Last Friday, I specifically directed your attention to State versus Anthony. I discussed very briefly at the end of the day on Friday the case law that is relevant on this topic, including State versus Anthony, Rock versus Arkansas, and Chambers versus Mississippi, to specifically put you on notice.
Do you recall what was going on Friday?
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to mute him. Again, I'm not going to have a debate. I've made a finding. I've given him yet another opportunity. If he's willing to go through the colloquy with the court, he wants to challenge me instead and saying he doesn't consent. His lack of consent to this entire procedure is noted for the record. Based on his inability to pledge to this court that he will honor that ruling and be respectful of the jury, I'm going to leave him in the other courtroom. The jury's going to be brought out, and he will remain muted, and I will simply advise them, as I have throughout this case, that he's appearing from another courtroom and that his appearance from the other courtroom should not in any way be held against him or influence their verdict in any way. I will tell them that there are no further witnesses for the defense, and then I'll ask the state if there is any rebuttal, and then the jury will be excused for the day, because we will have I anticipate will be a very lengthy. All right, we have the Deputy Kibler. If you could take the witness stand, please. Sir, could you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please have a seat. Please state your first and last names for the record.
First name is Nicholas, last name is Kibler. First name Nicholas, last name Kibler.
Thank you. And you are a Waukesha County Sheriff's Deputy?
I am.
And have you been assigned to work this case?
I have.
And were you present in courtroom 20 this morning with Mr. Brooks?
I just want to tell y'all real quick, when my kids get here, I'm ending the live. They went to a birthday party, so I'm not sure when they'll get back. But when they come in, or either I'll just turn my camera off, and then if you guys want to finish watching the video, if it's still up, you can do that. Yeah, when they get here, I'm not going to be on the mic anymore. So just wanted to let y'all know.
Brooks, when he was removed from this courtroom to that courtroom.
I was.
And did you make any personal observations regarding the audio and visual setup that we have over there?
both the audio and visual were working properly. The audio was a lot louder than it has been in the past while we were in that room.
Did you have any difficulty hearing the court?
I did not.
And then, of course, you could see through the cameras from this courtroom into the neighboring courtroom.
I could.
All right. That's the only record I wanted to make. State, have any questions?
Deputy Kibler, the defendant asked many times if he was muted or unmuted. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Can you confirm that even on the occasions when his microphone was muted, the audio in the courtroom continued to work?
It was.
And at any time while Mr. Brooks was muted, or even if you didn't know, at any time did Mr. Brooks ask to be brought back over to this courtroom, sir?
He did not. He is telling us he prefers right now to be in that courtroom. He did not want to come back in here.
All right, thank you. Those are all my questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, you are unmuted. Do you have any questions for this deputy?
No.
All right, thank you.
Just like a child.
All right, then I'm going to have Zach Tremaine also take the witness stand. Do you have testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, thank you. Be seated. State your first and last name for the record, please.
Zachary Tremaine, Z-A-C-H-A-R-Y. Tremaine is T-R-E-M-A-I-N-E.
All right, and what is your position with the
I'm so glad that they called the deputy and this IT guy over, because with Darrell, he's so used to lying and nobody fact checking. And so he thought that he could just say he couldn't hear. And so he can use that against the court later on to try to throw the case or whatever, throw the trial. And so he's really pissed off now that they actually have people that can come in here and check and, you know, basically make him out to be the liar that he is or whatever. So he is getting ready to go off.
Clerk of Court's office here in Waukesha.
I'm the IT coordinator for the Waukesha County Circuit Court.
Were you in courtroom 20 this morning following Mr. Brooks being taken to that courtroom?
Only temporarily. I was there when the call started, and then we came back to do a measurement of the deviator later.
There's a document or a photograph that's displayed on the monitor throughout this courtroom. Can you tell me what we're looking at?
So my phone is in the photo, overlaid on top of what we call the X panel. It is our AV control panel. So you push buttons on it and actions happen in the courtroom, AV related. At that time of the photo, my phone is registering 67.3 decibels in that courtroom, and that was when the judge or the court was talking, and then the sound was coming over the speakers in the other courtroom.
And what, if anything, based on your training and experience, can you tell me 67 decibels means?
It's plenty loud. For comparison, I did a quick reading in the media pooling room, which is CG6 in our courthouse. The meter there was reading between 55 and 65. So it's louder than the audio feed going to the media right now.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the state?
Sir, I'm looking at the photo, and Your Honor, for the record, this photo will be made a court exhibit?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at your phone screen, and it looks like in the upper right-hand corner, it appears the time is either 9:26 or 9:36 a.m.
On my phone, yes, I believe our AV processor, which is the other time of 9:23, I believe that just needs to be updated, but
Okay.
it is approximately 9:26 when the photo was taken.
Okay, those are my questions.
All right, thank you,
Wait,
Mr.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you happen to know what the decibels are in this room?
I don't. I'd have to pull the same thing up on my phone while people are.
All right, enough of that.
Thank you.
Oh, wait.
Mr. Brooks, any questions for this witness?
For the record, I don't think that he called that name. Do you know anything about the hearing when someone has hearing loss in any of their ears?
I do not.
So it'd be fair to say you don't know if I can hear everything good from this courtroom.
I can tell you what the readout of the room is. Beyond that, I don't know.
Well, I can't see with photos that everybody else.
Well, what's so stupid is the fact that he didn't have the headphones on, but he still responded to her saying that he couldn't hear. So, bye, Bob Kid. I'm about to get off here. You know what? I think I'm going to get off too. I'm gonna save the rest of this for a video, the video that I've been promising y'all. Because I'm tired and I'm thirsty and I want to take my bra off and lay down. So I know that's probably TMI, but hey. So I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. I hope I didn't bore you too much. This is my first time ever going live on YouTube, so my nerves did get the best of me a little bit, but you know, hey, it is what it is. I'm used to it. So I'm gonna do 2 videos. The first video will be a continuation of this one with my added commentary. And then the second video will be about Beatrice Bijou, the lawyer who had the psychotic break and lost her law license. And I hope to have those out Monday and Tuesday of next week because I have to study for the remainder of this weekend as well as make a couple extra dollars. So I'll see y'all later. Like I said, if you want to leave in the chat or comment on another video or on a community post, let me know what specific points of a video, a Zero Brooks video, you want me to do commentary on, or other cases that you want me to cover. I'm open to any and everything. And that's it. So thank you again. I think I'm at 222 subscribers now. So thanks whoever came in and subscribed, or if you saw another video of mine, you subscribed. And yeah, we just gonna ride this on out. So I appreciate y'all, and y'all be easy. Peace.